One of the most misunderstood concepts when it comes to endurance sport is actually sports nutrition. And I'd like to expand on this a little bit and give you the knowledge in order to be able to make the right choices when it comes to fueling yourself during training or during racing. I like to use a little analogy where I compare a human being to a motor vehicle. If you think about a vehicle, in order to be able to go, it needs fuel. And the minute you put your foot down and accelerate and allow fuel into the engine, you basically propel the vehicle forwards. At the same token, the further down you push the accelerator, the faster the car will go, but yet the distance might be shortened because you're utilizing more fuel. And in a very similar manner, the human body is very much the same. The human body has two major fuel tanks, the one being glycogen and the other being fat. I like to call glycogen your rocket fuel tank, and fat we can call more your diesel engine fuel tank. And both fuel tanks are utilized during exercise, but it will depend on a variety of conditions. And ultimately, those conditions will determine which fuel tank is predominantly accessed. There are various measurements of intensity when it comes to the world of endurance sport. We've spoken about the fuel tanks, now let's talk about intensity. At the top of the list is actually heart rate, and heart rate is a measurement of effort. Obviously, the harder we perform or the faster we go, the higher the heart rate. And as we come down closer to rest or at rest, our heart rates are a lot lower. There's a very, very well-known concept in the world of endurance sport, and we call that zone training. And I'm going to look at the basics from zone 1 to 5. Zone 1 being your lowest effort, and zone 5 being your highest effort. And those are basically the range of intensities when you're looking at an athlete. So now if we take the human fuel tank and then we take that range of intensities and we combine the two together, we can ultimately determine which fuel tank we'll be utilizing during exercise. And it's quite simple. Under very low intensity exercise, being your zones 1 to 2, we predominantly utilize a lot more fat. And as we move through that range of intensities and we up our pace and we put in a lot more effort, there's less oxygen to the system, and what actually happens is the amount of fat that we're able to burn is a lot lower, and we increase the amount of glycogen as a source of fuel. At 32 GR, we understand that not all athletes are created equal, and that each athlete has different and unique requirements. An athlete doing a much shorter duration, high intensity effort, as opposed to an athlete doing a much lower intensity effort over a longer period of time, will have completely different fueling requirements. At 32 GR, we've come up with a very unique concept, which is fueling your correct training or racing zone. And basically that means selecting the right sports nutrition for the kind of effort and the type of duration that you're going to be putting in. Over the next couple of weeks, we are going to be educating you and empowering you with the knowledge to make better decisions from a health and a performance perspective when it comes to sports nutrition.